Hello and welcome to the course of Material Science and Manufacturing Process. In this course we have so far studied about our first module is over, and in the first module we have seen about various material. First there is ferrous and non-ferrous metals, and after the metals we have studied about polymers, and after the polymers we have studied about ceramic and composite material. Now this is the module 2 and this is the first lecture of the module 2 and the 8th lecture of this course, Material Science and Manufacturing Process, or MSMP. In this lecture we will study about phase and phase transformation. So for that first we will see what are the objective. The objective are to understand phase and phase transformation, to study about different type of phase diagram, and to know about solubility criterion, to introspect about tie line and lever rule. So for understanding phase and phase transformation, first we need to know what is alloy. And what is alloy? We are discussing about alloy from the beginning of this course. Now the general definition of the alloy is defined as a substance that having metallic properties and composed of two or more numbers of components, one of which at least be metal. So the definition, from the definition of alloy, we can say that alloy is such a substance which have the metallic property, and must be made of at least one alloy, or at least one metal. So this is called alloy. Now in this part we will see about binary alloy. What do you mean by binary alloy? Binary alloy means the alloy which is made of only two constituents, that is known as binary alloy. So secondly, what we need to know? We need to know about phase. So what is phase? Phase is defined as a microstructurally different, means there should be different microstructure. So if we said that these are the different phases, then these different phases should have different microstructure. It should be chemically homogeneous and mechanically separable part of the system. So what is phase? Phase is defined as a microstructurally different, chemically homogeneous and mechanically separable part of the system. The number of phase can be estimated by using Gibbs phase rule, that is given by P plus F is equal to C plus N, where P is the phase diagram, F is the degrees of freedom, C is the number of constituents. For binary alloy, this number of constituent will be 2, and N is the number of variable used to study the internal phase of the alloy. This N is number of variable that is there in the time of the manufacturing of the alloy, manufacturing of the composite. That means if this N is mainly, in case of material or in case of phase transformation, this N is mainly consists of three variables. Those are pressure, temperature and composition. Now for making, while manufacturing, that composition and pressure is remain constant, so N become only N means only in N only temperature is there. Now as there is only temperature, so N can be written as N is equal to 1. So the equation become P is equal to F, P plus F is equal to C plus 1. Now this according to this f is degree of freedom. According to f, the equation, if when f is equal to 0, the equation become, or the reaction become, or the transformation become invariant transformation. Now when f is equal to 1, that is called univariant transformation. Now when f is equal to 2, then it is called bivariant transformation. So these are the type of transformation, that can be achieved by using, that can be achieved. Now we will see about another things. Those are binary alloy. What is binary alloy? We have already discussed that, which are made of only two components. So now binary alloy can be divided into two parts. First one is homogeneous binary alloy, and second one is mixture or binary alloy. In homogeneous binary alloy, there is only one phase. Those are single phase alloy, and there is some mixture. Those are multi-phase alloy. In the homogeneous or single phase alloy, the alloys are classified in two sections. First one is solid solution and second one is compound. So solid solution are made as we make solution of liquid. Thus in the same manner solid solution is also made, but solid solution are addressed as minor element in major element. That means if we say that austenite, gamma austenite, say, we will see in the iron carbon diagram in detail, that what is gamma austenite and all that. So the gamma austenite, what is it? Gamma austenite is nothing but it's a solid solution of carbon, that is minor element. It's a solid solution of carbon in gamma iron, that is the major element. So this is the solid solution. But compound, what is compound? Compound are nothing but compound are a product of chemical reaction between element and addressed by the compound of major and minor element. For example, cementite, that is Fe3C, that is a compound of iron and carbon. So these are the example and and distinction between between homogeneous and solid and solid solution and compound. So metal has mutual solubility, and those solid solubility depends on Hume-Rothery's rule. Now what is Hume-Rothery's rule? Hume-Rothery's rule is given for extensive solid solution. So one can have an index or an idea of solid solution, idea of solubility in the solid solution by using Hume-Rothery's rule. First, this rule states that first there is a crystal structure factor. That means the crystal structure of both the elements should be same. Next is relative size factor. The difference between atomic radii. The difference between the atomic radii should be less than 15%. Third one is chemical affinity factor. The chemical affinity should be greater. The chemical affinity should be greater between the should be greater. So as the chemical affinity should be greater, the solubility will be more restricted. That means if the chemical affinity between the material is more, that means that would give us restricted solid solubility, and Another term is there, that is relative valency factor. The relative valency, an element of lower valency can dissolve in more amount of another element of higher valency than the reverse. That means the valency difference is an index for material solubility. So these are the Humer-Rothery's role. Now we will see about phase diagram. This phase diagrams are drawn from the cooling curve. That means when the material is cooled, that means when the material is solidified from the liquid, that time a curve is generated. That curve is known as cooling curve. Now from the cooling curve, what happens? A phase diagram can be drawn. Now these phase diagrams are also called equilibrium diagram or constitutional diagram. From this phase diagram, the composition at different temperature and the melting point of those compositions can be seen very clearly. And another things can be seen, tie line and river rule. From the tie line and river rule, we can understand that for a specific composition and a known temperature, we can know how much liquid and how much solid material is there. That can be done using phase diagram. So phase diagram, there is different phase diagram for different system. So in this category there is four system. First is isomorphous system. Isomorphous means when the two material, when in the binary alloy, both the constituent are completely soluble in liquid and completely soluble in solid state also. So at that time the isomorphous system is used, or this type of system is called isomorphous system. Similarly, if in the materials are completely soluble in liquid state but not soluble in solid state, that is called eutectic system. Now in case of partial eutectic system, what will happen? In case of partial eutectic system, one can see complete solubility in liquid but partial solubility in the solid state. So that would lead to partial eutectic system. And there is layer system. When in the both cases, in the solid or liquid cases, the components are completely insoluble. So these are the different phase diagram. So we will see them one by one. So first, for isomorphous system, isomorphous phase diagram can be seen in copper nickel AuAg AuCu systems. So now the phase diagram will look like this. The locus of all liquid point. These are the locus of all liquid point. This is the locus of all liquid point. And above this point, that is liquid, the middle point will have liquid plus solid, and lower this point it will have solid phase. And this upper line or the line joining locus of the liquid phases, liquid point is known as liquidus line, and locus of the solid phases is known as solidus line. Now there is two different rules that should be discussed here. First one is tie line. See this line, this U and V, this line at a known temperature is known as tie line. So tie line indicates a horizontal line at any known temperature used to know composition of two phases which exist in an alloy at a given temperature. Next is lever rule. It is also used to find out the relative amount of two-phase that which exist in an alloy at a given composition at any known temperature. This is the lever rule. So, as per the lever rule, the ratio of liquid and solid is given by if we choose C as a fulcrum, then CV by UV is the amount of Cv by Uc is the amount of liquid, and Uc by Cv will be the amount of solidus material. Now for eutectic system, Raoult's law is valid. As per Raoult's law, as we add impurity to the pure metal, melting point will be reduced. Metal melting point will be reduced. Now, if the metal melting point is reduced after certain time, when the amount of element B is increased, at that time melting point is also increased. Now, this system is known as eutectic phase system. In eutectic phase system, PBAS, bismuth, cadmium and aluminum silicon system can be these are the system, and in this eutectic system, the lower composition point or lowest melting point is known as eutectic point, and this side, left side of the eutectic point is known as, this side is known as hypoeutectic, and this side is known as hypereutectic point. Similarly, for partially eutectic reaction, what will happen? For partially eutectic reaction, I have said that in case of partial eutectic reaction, the materials will be completely partially insoluble in solid, but completely insoluble in the liquid state. So for those the temperature and the composition this diagram is known as partially eutectic phase diagram, and on the and we will see that this lowest point of the lowest melting point is known as eutectic point, and this side is hypereutectic composition, this side is hypoeutectic composition, and at this these are the partial phase eutectic phase diagram. Now in case of layer phase diagram can be seen in case of copper molybdenum, copper tungsten, AgFe and AgW system or Ag tungsten system. These alloys are made by powder metallurgy. In here there is no dependence of the in the melting point there is no dependence of one material to another material. So a layer by layer system as shown in the figure can be achieved. So these are the phase and phase diagram lecture. Now in the next lecture we will study about our heat treatment. So but before that before that we will study about iron carbon diagram. So now to understand about iron carbon diagram, knowledge of these phase diagrams are very important. So in the iron carbon diagram, these two terms, eutectic and eutectoid, has been completely will be completely understood. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and if you have any problem, please feel free to ask me. Thank you.